Let's return to This Week in America. Here's your host, Rick Bratton.
Welcome back, everybody, coast to coast. This Week in America. Deidre Sharpe is a U.S. Navy veteran who has sacrificed the world to find God and to try to save the planet, as well as the many who are trying to survive it all. Just some of the tasks she feels she was sent here to do. Deidre lives in Massachusetts, a very powerful psychic who has survived the trials of heaven and hell as well as the world, and she says it's not over yet. Also a new author, her memoir, The God Queen 2, receiving excellent reviews, and Deidre Sharpe is our guest on This Week in America. Deidre, welcome to the program. It's a pleasure to have you with us.
It's a pleasure to be with you, Rick.
I'm really looking forward to talking about the book, The God Queen 2. Let's talk about, first of all, the motivation, the inspiration. Where did this idea come from?
Well, Rick, I first got inspired to write The God Queen in early 2000. The gods asked me to write a message to mankind to help them so they don't go in the wrong direction. You know, I put off the gods and knowing that mankind may put words in the book I didn't say or try to steal it all together. So I procrastinated and told the gods I needed editing skills and better grammar skills. So I went back to college, and from that point, I just got some editing skills under my belt. And by 2009, I wrote The God Queen to help mankind.
You know, and the book is so helpful, and we'll go into detail and talk about that as we talk with Deidre on the program today. The book is The God Queens 2, Deidre Sharpe, and that's with an E, S-H-A-R-P-E. Book available at stratton-press.com. The usual places, all of that information on our website, and we'll give you all of that throughout the conversation today. I see there was only a book 2. What happened to book number 1?
Well, my first published company, when I got with them, they were really mean when they got the book, and they were damaging it and putting words I didn't say in it. And so, I remember that God asked me to write the book, and I normally just knew that God wanted me to put these words in it and help mankind. They damaged it so much that I had to go and retire book 1. They put so many words in it that weren't mine, damaging it and stuff. It seemed impossible to fix, so I thought it best to retire book 1 and start with book 2.
How difficult was that? What was that like going through that process where you put your words, the words that you were inspired to write, and they're making changes that I'm sure changed the meaning of what you were trying to say? How frustrating was that?
That was very frustrating. I had to compose myself. If any of my my readers got any damaged books, I definitely want to get them a new book that's not damaged. I got a great publishing company, Stratton Press, Amazon. I reached out to people praying that someone would help me and deliver me from a very bad publishing company. And Amazon sent me to Stratton Press, and they are awesome. They took me in under their wing. And I was able to get over what they did to the old publishing company did to my book, and the new publishing company that I got is Stratton Press, and they are awesome. So
and that's
I survived it with the help of God.
Well, yes, and you've survived and thrived. The book is doing so well. The God Queen 2 by Deidre Sharpe. The book available, stratton-press.com is their website. The usual places. You say gods with an S. So you feel there are many gods?
Yes. Like mothers and fathers, the creator of mankind, are mothers and fathers. They're my godparents now. They were my first parents in the beginning of time. I guess I got reincarnated a whole lot. And the gods call me Sorrow, which is spelled D-E-I-D-R-E. It's really spelled with an R in between the D. But when I was born, it was just D-E-I-D-R-E. And it means sorrow. It's German Gaelic for sorrow, and Irish.
Your background is so fascinating, and who you are and what you're doing to help people. You say you're a blind psychic. Explain exactly what that is.
Well, I'm a blind psychic. The gods born me. I was born without sight. I can hear and see the gods. When I'm in desperation or if I really need their help, I have a sight like a baby. So I can't really see the scary things, the dead people that are walking, and many psychics can see ghosts and scary things like that, and I can't see the ghosts or spirits or gods or angels. I can mainly just hear them, and I hear them with a lot, like super hearing. And the gods thought it would be a little bit too much trouble for me if I could really see ghosts and stuff. I can hear them really good though. The gods thought I'd be a great messenger.
It's fascinating. You must then get to see and hear a lot. Explain that.
Well, I have super hearing. When I was born without sight, and many psychics say I was born without sight. I'm a blind psychic. So, they had some bad people. You have good powers, and I might have many powers. Excuse me. I have many powers, and many psychics say I have many powers, but my psychic abilities in hearing angels and ghosts and spirits, it gives me enough power to help them get things done. And so, I don't use my power to hurt mankind. I always use it to help mankind. And in the long run, many psychics and many people say if you use your power in a bad way, you'll lose your power. So I never use my power in a bad way. And it's always to help people.
Deidre's book is called The God Queen 2. You'll find the book available at stratton-press.com, Amazon, all of the usual places. You mentioned more than one gods, and I want to go back to that for a second. It's clear when you look at all the various statutes throughout the world, you believe that the Bible, when they say that they outnumber the grains of the sand, do you believe there are a lot of gods out there? I keep coming back to that, but it's fascinating, and I'd love to get your interpretation of that.
Yeah, there's a lot of gods out there, and they help mankind, and they do so much for mankind. They give you so much, copper in the ground, to the metal in your trucks, to the fruits and vegetables. The gods should be respected more for what they do and how they help mankind, how much they love mankind. They really want to make sure we're okay and that we get back to them and safe and sound and are happy in the future. Yeah, gods are, there's so many of them helping us. It's a lot.
I love how you describe the gods to us. What are the gods like? Obviously, you've got a very intimate relationship and are aware of the influence they have on our lives. What are the gods like?
They're great. They're kind, giving. They help people. They should be respected more for the things they do in mankind's life and in the world. When I wrote the book and on my search to find God, I learned that you got to be more kind to your neighbors. You got to be you never know where they are or when they're gonna pop up, and or when they're watching. So
exactly,
they're very nice. They're the nicest gods in the world.
The book is called The God Queen 2. Deidre Sharpe is the author and our guest on the program. Deidre is Deidre, and Sharpe, Sharpe. You'll find the book at stratton-press.com. Amazon, the usual places. Go to our website. You'll be able to link on directly with Stratton Press and be able to get a copy of The God Queen 2 for yourself. What, maybe one more thing you learned on your path in the life that you travel in this book? What maybe one of the major lessons?
Well, in helping mankind, my lesson by helping mankind, even though they put me in a ton of pain, and I went through a lot of pain in my life, and they hurt me just nonstop, but I never gave up on them. I always believed that they were better than that, so I kept fighting for those who fight for the greater good, and I knew then that I could never go wrong, and in turn, I found myself.
I want to talk about your disability. You talked before about the onslaught of voices that you are hearing. Is that the disability, or talk about the disabilities you face?
Yeah, I have a mental disability, and I hear a ton of voices. If I don't take the pills the doctor gives me, and it's not a lot, but it's to help me sleep at night, because I can hear voices in Germany. This is why I'm trying to sleep. I'm hearing people across the world.
Wow.
and the gods and angels and even the doctors at the VA, say, take this one pill a day and you'll be able to sleep right through it. I was very happy.
So you can turn down all of the voices and actually get a little bit of sleep, which obviously, you need. And it's a fascinating story that you tell. What do you feel your mission is when you were writing The God Queen 2? What were they telling you to do? What was your mission, do you think?
I believe it was to help mankind and get them on the right track so that they don't go in the wrong direction. And I love the gods for, forcing me, not forcing, but they were really nudging me to write the book. And I was so hesitant, but God bless them. They are just so kind, and they never give up on mankind. And I love the gods for just inspiring me to write it.
I mentioned a new author. What has this experience been like? It's one thing to think I should write a book. I'm being told to write a book, but actually go through it, especially with the negative issues that you had in the beginning with people taking your words and changing the entire concept of what you were attempting to do. What's it been like as a new author to now finally write the book and get it the way you want it and be able to impact the lives of people in a positive way, which is exactly what you're doing?
It feels exhilarating. I feel on top of the world. I was out on a mission to get it done, to say help mankind and help them understand life a little bit better and know that God's got their back and they're fighting for it and I'm fighting for it. So it feels like I accomplished a lot.
In the book, you say it's basically an account of you growing up as it actually happened. I know what your grandmother moved in. The book is dedicated to your grandmother and your mother. Talk about the influences they had on you as a young child.
A lot of influences. My mom, she's a strong woman. God bless her. And my grandmother was always reading the Bible to me or showing me scriptures and telling me to go in the direction to just look for God. And I mean, there was so much information. I went to private school since I was 8 years old until I was, high school. The nuns were there. They were, the Bible, showing me the Bible. And I just, on my own, I would read the Bible since I was a child. And my grandmother, my mother really inspired me to do that. Very strong women influences that love God and have a good heart.
A large family, the youngest of 7, and you say it was no accident that you were number 7. Explain that. It's fascinating.
Well, my mom had a miscarriage before I was born. And then I was just born number 7, which is a very lucky number. And I'm also the baby of the gods. I'm the 7th born out of the gods. And they call me Sorrow, the baby, La Nina. So for the gods, when they call me Sorrow or Deidre. And I'm the baby with the gods, and I'm the baby in my mother's family.
It's such a fascinating story, and the book is The God Queen 2 by Deidre Sharpe, book available at stratton-press.com and all of the usual places. A couple minutes left in the program. What do you hope that we, the audience, the readers, learn from reading The God Queen 2? When it's over, what do you hope the message is we take away for ourselves and the way we treat other people?
Be kind to your neighbors. Treat your fellow man like you would want to be treated. I mean, a lot could be solved in just doing that.
Yeah, it seems simple when you say it, but it's so difficult, isn't it, in real life to actually live that. We know that we're supposed to, and you make it, you bring it home, and you sort of re-emphasize that point throughout the book, and it's something that we can all take away and make our lives better. How is your life now? You talk about, as we all go through trials, tribulations, ups and downs. How's your life going now?
Better. I look at life now, and not just because I, traveled the book itself and wrote it for mankind to help them, and wrote it for God because they, wanted to help as well. I traveled the route, and I became a stronger person for it.
One of the things I mentioned, you say that you were given the task of helping to save mankind. What kind of shape are we in now? You look at the news and you see we're fighting and yelling and screaming at each other here. Are we making any progress in treating each other properly?
I hope so. I hope it's going to turn around. It kind of looks like it's going in the wrong direction. But maybe if people could read my book, or maybe if they can just treat their fellow man as they would want to be treated. I think we'll come out in the long run better in the end.
Why is it, do you think, that you were sort of chosen as a messenger? You were taking this very powerful lesson from the gods and bringing it to us. And it's an eye-opener for all of us just to slow down and to read the book and understand what you're talking about. Why do you feel that you were chosen as a messenger?
Well, since I was a little child, I read the Bible at the age of 8. It is a third grade reading material. So
yes.
I don't really have to go to church to read it. But I read the Bible since I was 8, studied it in the summer months when I wasn't in school. When I was a kid, I would read the Bible and study it to see where I could help mankind at. And I'm so glad that I was able to do that. And as I got older, I read other religions. I studied where mankind was coming from, what they suffered. I have walked in their footsteps, being homeless a couple of times, I wasn't homeless on purpose, but I asked the God to show me mankind's footsteps and let me walk in their footsteps. And I suffered a lot because they suffered a lot. And so it was almost like I put their stuff on my plate. And I had got so much education and knowledge just by walking in their footsteps.
Yes.
That the gods just, in 2001 and 2000, they just asked me to write it. And by 2009, the Book of God Queen was delivered. It was written.
It's interesting, all that you've gone through and being able to share that. And it gives you such believability, a relatability as you're talking, because you know what people are going through and you've come out of it a better person. And that's the message that you're taking to people. Again, doing so well, The God Queen 2. Are you working on another book now?
Yes, I haven't started working on it, but The God Queen 3, I am definitely going to work on. And I can't wait till I kind of put everything down and start writing it. And it should be really fun.
When you start writing, does that come easy? I mean, you're formulating thoughts now. Is that one of those where you sit and you're trying to figure where you're going to go? It almost sounds like it's going to sort of write itself. You'll have all the ideas in your mind and you're just going to put them out there, type them down and publish the book. Oh, yeah. It almost writes itself. I'm probably just going to sit down and get a piece of paper and pen. I know I'm old-fashioned that way. I use a piece of paper and pen. That way it's not going to get erased all of a sudden and deleted. And it's like, oh, no, I just lost all of that. So if you've got it on a legal pad, it's going to stay there for a while. It seems like every day to you is sort of a learning experience that you're able to see what's going on in the world and learn from that. And more importantly, maybe interpret that to make us all better people. Oh, yeah. I definitely can. When I see it going on, I try to bring mankind out of it or help them rise above it. And I guess that's what my purpose here on earth is, why the God sent me here. Well, you're doing a remarkable job. The book is a must-read. It's The God Queen 2 by Deidre T. Sharpe, and Deidre is D-E-I-D-R-E, and Sharpe, S-H-A-R-P-E. You'll find the book at stratton-press.com. Amazon, the usual places. If you go to our website, thisweekinamerica.us, you can link on directly to Deidre's page at Stratton Press and get all of the information. Order the book there as well. Deidre, it's a pleasure having you on the program. Good luck with book number 3. Hopefully we can talk about that as well. Thank you for being with us on the program. God bless. Thank you so much, Rick. I love being on your show. I love having you on the show. A powerful message from Deidre Sharpe. The book is The God Queen 2. Information on our website, thisweekinamerica.us. And we're back after these messages.
This Week in America is online. You can visit our website, thisweekinamerica.us. Scott Pinkerton, associate producer of This Week in America. Jay Anderson, segment producer. Ben Watson, webmaster. Otto Bechet, director of engineering and TV production. This Week in America produced and is the trademark of Blue Funk Broadcasting, LLC. For information on all of our guests and to listen to this week's show, our website again at thisweekinamerica.us. And I'm Sean Bratton, executive producer of This Week in America.